I received this message a few days ago. I wanted to read the message and respond to the message. The message is a response to my video that I made called "Why Do You Disable Comments?" Um, After watching your video, I really saw your sensible side. All I have to say is don't take things too serious. I saw that on your video where a fake martial artist was debunked. It was like a personal offense to you. I can clearly see how this costs a lot of energy for a man like you. The study of martial arts includes values like respect and honor, but I think we shouldn't neglect qualities like humor and still be able to be light-minded. And I think that we shouldn't take ourselves too seriously. I think it is important for you to learn to manage your anger and how to be calm in the face of insults. Not for YouTube, but for your personal life and your martial arts as well. Don't let anger blind your eyes. Most of the time it's not helpful. Alright, so I appreciate his message and his advice and suggestions. I just want to respond to the video and share my thoughts on it. I feel I'm here to share an important message. And in a way, I see myself as carrying on the work of what Bruce Lee left off with. During Bruce Lee's time, he was trying to bring the Chinese culture to America and be recognized and with respect, not with disrespect, not with, being poked fun at, laughed at. That was one of his objectives. He refused to participate in movies where it would disrespect the Chinese. He wanted to get the respect for the Chinese. So that was Bruce Lee. And in a way, Bruce Lee was more of a serious martial artist. Even Jet Li and even Jackie Chan would observe that about Bruce Lee. I don't know if it was Jet Li or Jackie Chan who said, he's just too serious, I want him to be something different. There's Bruce Lee. I consider him more of a serious martial artist. And then there's somebody like Jackie Chan who's just humor and laughter, which is the opposite of Bruce Lee. As for myself, I gravitate towards Bruce Lee, not Jackie Chan. It's in my nature to be more serious about things that matter to me. And this person, I appreciate his feedback, but it's hard for him to understand because if you don't really care about something, then you're not going to really be too serious about it. People look at martial arts as something just to talk about, just not a big deal, maybe just a hobby, it's not serious. But things that really matter to people become serious. So for people that have been raised in a certain religion, that could be very serious for them, and that's why there's even religious wars. And if you people that disrespect certain religions, it could even result in death. So even religious people can be very serious with their religion. You look at, sports. You could just go to the park and just play basketball with whoever and just not take it too serious. Doesn't matter who wins or who loses. Doesn't matter if people are following the rules, double dribbling, or missing shots, making shots. It just doesn't matter. You just goof around, like that's not serious. But then you got the NBA. The NBA finals are coming up. It's a very serious game. They take it seriously. There's a lot of money involved, reputation, respect, and that's the difference. It's important not to take certain things too serious, but at the same time, I feel that it is important to take certain things serious that are important to you. There's a time to laugh and play, and there's a time to work hard and be serious. A lot of Osho's teachings teaches people to laugh and just don't be too serious. He's basically saying You know, when you're too serious, that's not spiritual. It's not meditative. And, you know, as everybody knows, I love Osho's teachings, and I'm all about that. You know, I love, you know, learning from him. But I see that there's two sides to it. Alright, so just continuing where I left off. I feel that there's a time to be serious and there's a time to play. And I was talking about Osho, and I really appreciate his teachings. And he pretty much talks about not taking things too seriously, learning to laugh and play and all that. And I definitely understand those teachings. You know, I value that. But at the same time, you know, I think, you know, you look at his videos where he's speaking, he's not laughing that often or even all the time, or he's not laughing all the time, he's not laughing that often. I mean, he's just talking, and it's more of a serious talk, serious lecture. You know, he's not even barely smiling, you know, when he's talking. You know, sometimes seriousness is needed, you know. And another thing is, Osho is speaking in terms of spirituality and meditation, but he's not speaking in terms of martial arts. Osho is not a martial artist. You know, he's a spiritual guide, a sage. You know, but martial arts demands a certain aspect of seriousness. You know, it's not just dancing. It's not just playing the violin or playing the piano. It's not just painting. Martial arts incorporates potential death, and violence and aggression and anger and self-defense, survival, fear. You know, somebody's pointing a gun at you, somebody's about to kill you, somebody's about to stab you to death. It's not really a time to laugh and giggle. It's a time to protect your life. There's a certain time for seriousness. And it's in me to be serious. That's how I was born. That's something that's just not going to change. Just like the color of my hair is black. I could dye my hair red and blue and purple if I want, but that's not my nature. That's not how I was born. I was born to be 5'5". That's not something I could change. I was born to be more of a serious person. Yes, I laugh, I play around sometimes, but not all the time. And if you watch the other videos that I make where we're stretching and doing some readings and meditating, and a lot of times we are joking around, maybe 30% of the time we might joke around and we'll laugh about certain things, and you'll see that part of me. And my kids, I'll laugh and play with them. You'll see that part of me, but there's a part of me that is serious, and martial arts means a lot to me, and it might not mean a lot to a lot of people out there, and it's going to be hard for them to understand because they don't care about it. So they don't understand a person that takes it serious because they themselves don't care about it. It all depends on what you value. So the person who, is trying very hard to make it to the Olympics, for whatever sport or whatever activity, and if he doesn't make it, it could break his heart, it could put him in tears, it could, destroy him, because he takes that sport, that activity very serious. Like, he wants to get better at it, he wants to excel at it, and he failed, so it's going to bring a lot of pain to him. But for people that don't care about, that sport, that activity, then it doesn't matter, to them. A lot of people value money. So if you steal their money, they're going to take it very serious. You go to the bank and then you try to rob the bank, they're going to take that very seriously. They're going to call the police, and the police will show up, and more than likely they might shoot and kill you over money, because over money people take serious because a lot of people value money. People would choose what they want to take serious. Relationships, you really, in love with somebody, you're attached to somebody, or somebody's obsessed with somebody, and they don't want to lose the person, then that, if they lose the person, it can bring a lot of heartbreak, and they take that relationship very serious. Just think about what it means to be serious. Serious means that something is important to you. When you take something serious, it means it's important to you, that you want to focus your attention onto something because it's important to you. If you're not serious and you're just laughing all the time, and you're never serious, there's a time and a place for that. And I feel people are born a certain way. Some people are born to just not be too serious, and then other people are born to be more serious. And the people that are more serious gotta learn to laugh at times. And people that born to, people that are born to be more comedic need to learn to be serious sometimes to create that balance. And the person that's seen these videos, he's seen the serious side of me, and he's saying, hey, you gotta learn to balance, don't take things too serious all the time. Well, there's other videos where, you know, you could clearly see that I'm laughing, smiling, playing around. And maybe he hasn't been exposed to those videos. But I feel whatever videos that I made where I'm more serious, there's a reason behind it. It's because something about the topic, something about what I'm speaking about means a lot to me, and I want to share that passion that I have towards my certain ideas that I might have in a certain subject. And to me it's important. You know, like somebody, like he's talking about that kung fu guy who, you know, was pretending to be a master. To me, it's serious because that's very offensive. That's very disrespectful for the people that really do work hard to represent real kung fu. And somebody comes in and makes a joke out of it. It's something that should be prevented. You know, you look at the people in the military, for example. If you pretend like you're a Navy SEAL, you pretend like you're in the Army, you pretend like you're, you're trying to lie about what you've accomplished and say that you're part of this military when you haven't. They take it serious to the point where they could put you in jail. You know, if you pretend like you're a police officer when you're not, they could put you in jail. There's an article recently. There was an 18-year-old child, or the 18-year-old who was pretending like he was a doctor, like he was a licensed doctor. He opened up his own office and labeled himself as a doctor, started practicing medicine. And that's against the law. You can't do that. So they arrested him, and he's in jail because of that, because of fraud. They took it serious. You know, if you don't take the people that are frauds, and you don't take it serious, and you let them do that, it really diminishes the people that really put in the hard work to achieve a certain goal. So you got somebody that goes for a college degree and he spends $200,000. He studies for 4 years. He takes all the exams. He passes the exams. He gets straight A's. He gets the degree because he worked hard for it. And then somebody else doesn't pay any money, doesn't take any exams, doesn't do any studying, just prints off the same exact certificate online and says that he's a graduate when he's not. But he's a fraud. You need to take that serious, because then the people that really did work hard end up becoming devalued because of the people who are frauds. It's the same thing that goes with black belt martial artists or real masters of kung fu. When you got people that are frauds that are trying to say that they're a master when they're not, you know, you need to take that serious. You need to protect the reputation of things that you care about. And if you own a business and people are trying to destroy the reputation of your business by telling lies, that's a very serious thing. You know, because it can make you go out of business. It can shut down your business once your reputation is damaged. So it's very important to protect the reputation. It's serious. You know, Bruce Lee, you know, he's not like Jackie Chan, so Bruce Lee would have never allowed somebody to disrespect him, you know, in his own movie. You know, calling him Ching Chong or talking trash about his race. And he takes that very serious because he knows racism is it's not a positive thing. You know, you need to put your effort to stop it. And he wouldn't allow that. he takes racism seriously. Jackie Chan, on the other hand, is pretty much like the opposite. He doesn't care. You know, and it's people like Jackie Chan that make it hard for people like Bruce Lee to gain respect for a culture and a certain race. You know, you go to a black person, you call them the N-word, what you expect them to just laugh it off and not take it serious? No, I mean, chances are you might get beat up over that, or you might lose your job over that. You might even get killed over that because they take racism seriously. You know, and it just so happens that I care about the martial arts, and it really makes me upset to see people devalue the martial arts, disrespect the martial arts, and disrespect the people that have worked hard to get to a certain level in the martial arts by being fraudulent, such as the person in that video. You know, really, after that was discovered, the person should be put in jail for trying to be fraudulent, you know, for fraudulently claiming himself to be a master of the martial arts. If people were put in jail for doing acts like that, then there'd be less likely that people would do things like that. You know, another article, there was a young adult who was in some country, it might have been Russia or some other country, where he was playing Pokemon Go in a church or something, and he posted a video of himself doing it, and they arrested him, and they threatened to potentially put him in jail for over 5 years or something over that. You know what I mean? Like, we live in a world that's not all fun and games. We live in a world where there's rules, there's regulations, there's respect. You know, we have to learn to balance. You know, sometimes you gotta be serious, sometimes you gotta learn to lighten up. You know, and there's a side of me that there is anger at times, but then there's a side of me that there's a lot of compassion, a lot of love. And I want to express compassion, I want to express love, I want to share love. But the anger, in a way, is what protects me from the individuals out there that tend to take advantage of the weak, or take advantage of the people who they perceive to be weak. You know, so sometimes you need to learn to stand up for yourself. You know, and be serious with a person who may not give you the respect that you deserve. You know, so that's just the other side of of the other perspective. You know, and like I stated, I'm more of a serious person. I was born that way. That's not going to change. I've just gotten to learn about myself, and knowing about myself, I know better how to live my life, so then I can be focused and be positive and be successful. I need to know what my strengths are, know what some of my weaknesses may be, of which need to be improved upon, and know how to live my life in a way where I will maximize my potential in this world. And back to the comments, you know, it's very important for me to stay away from the wrong people. And I either focus my energies on myself and my own personal growth, or I could surround myself with people that are positive towards my growth. As far as negativity is concerned, I do my best efforts to stay away from it. But I thank the person for sharing his thoughts. I provided some great insights, and I hope through this reflection, people have learned something.